Or if you haven't heard about it, yeah, Cooper Cup. Again, this is like a day late. For you guys at least. Cooper Cup might miss week 1, which means the Rams tight end. Of course, if you didn't know, I am a huge Rams fan. So yeah, Tyler Higbee's gonna have to be our guy. And yeah, I'm ranking him today because yep, you know what time it is? It's time for tight ends. Of course, it's Friday. Should be a fun group to queue again. Smaller tier list. This should be fun though. Again, 2023 NFL tight end tier rankings. Let's go. And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Fun NFL. Of course, please like and subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoy the 2023 NFL tight end, tier rankings. Of course, first things first. Of course, tight end position is definitely a weird position. Of course, it's not as valued as some others, but it definitely gets a lot of attention. There's a lot of good players in the position as well. Very good receivers. Again, also pretty underappreciated part of it is again blocking because it is very important. Categories as usual are number 1, S tier, A tier, B tier. At number 1, I mean you're the best tight end in the league, which pretty obvious. S tier, you're elite. A tier, you're really, really good, mostly like receiving wise. B tier, you're also pretty good, but you're just maybe not as dynamic. C tier, you're an average tight end, like you're okay. D tier, you're just kind of bad. And F tier, like what the heck. And then rookies and ungradable also are gonna go here. Maybe I'll have a couple of those, of course. And oh yeah, thanks to whoever made this, because yeah, this makes my life a lot easier. Yeah. So okay, let's get right into it. Alright, first starting out with Dalton Kincaid. He's a weird guy because I do think you could. There we go. There's a very good chance you could put him in B tier, but like I don't know. I don't think he'll get as many snaps as I think he deserves. Because again, Dalton Kincaid's a good blocker. Again, he wasn't the best blocker in Utah, but he was good enough in the run game to be at least out there. And again, he's a super good receiving threat, very fast, very athletic. But then again, like there are some concerns with him, so I just can't really give him that B tier yet. But he's definitely a talented guy coming out of the draft. Second guy, we got Dawson Knox. Dawson Knox, I'll put in. I want to put in A tier, but I'll keep him in B tier. I don't think he's the most consistent receiver, even after, again, he's been much better since 2020, of course, with his hands, but his blocking's never been the greatest, so I'm going to keep him in B tier, but he is a good receiving threat. I do think, again, the reason they drafted him is because they wanted a guy who could really take the next level up and also have potential in blocking-wise, because their run game definitely suffers when he's out there. He's not a terrible blocker, though. Don't get me wrong there. Durham Smythe, I think that's who this is. Durham Smythe I'll put in D tier. I don't think he's very good. He's an okay blocker, but he never does absolutely nothing in the receiving game. I really don't know why the Dolphins like him. Again, he is pretty good at setting the edge, which is one thing, which you could argue goes in C tier, but his receiving ability is absolutely zero. He is a problem on third down because he is really their only tight end. Hunter Henry, I'll put him in B tier. There's a chance you could put him in A tier, but then again, he's kind of like Dawson Knox in a way, at least. Hunter Henry really hasn't proven to be an elite receiving threat since probably 2019. He's never been the best blocker either, but he's a solid tight end on your team, decent red zone threat as well. Okay, this is thing Mike Gesicki, I think. Yeah, Mike Gesicki I'll put in C tier. He's a decent receiving threat as well, really good in the red zone. Of course, 2021 was by far his best season. Again, decent blocker. He is good at setting the edge as well, but I just don't really see, because last year he was just bad. I don't know how I can put him anything higher than this. But yeah, I do like him. Tyler Conklin, I will put in B tier. I think he's a very underrated tight end. Again, underappreciated as well. He's definitely a guy you're not going to be wowed by any means. He's not that crazy at all. But he is a guy who does consistently make good plays in the receiving game. Also a solid blocker, which again, a lot of these other guys aren't. So I actually think he's a good tight end. David Njoku goes in A tier. I really don't care about the blocking. He's not bad at it by any means, but he's definitely not his strength. But as a receiver in the red zone for sure, he just makes plays that a lot of other guys can't. And of course, the big playability is his best strength for sure. Very good vertical route runner. Also can make some catches underneath. I think he's a very valuable guy to have. Irv Smith Jr. will probably go D tier. You could argue go in F tier. I mean, when he's on the field, he just drops passes and he just doesn't block. He's somewhat athletic though, which is really only thing saving him from F, which means something because he can make at least some growth in the blocking game, but he's never really healthy. I mean, he's just the Bengals. I don't know what they're trying to do there. Mark Andrews is S tier. Of course, he was the best tight end, at least receiving wise, by far back in 2021. Well, not by far, but he was definitely the best receiving threat. Again, last year maybe wasn't as dynamic. He didn't have many touchdowns or carry that Ravens offense as much, but he's still really freaking good. And his blocking has never been a problem either. Pat Freiermuth, probably I want to put him in A tier, but again, kind of he's really just, again, as a receiver, he still hasn't really proven to me consistently that he can make a ton of huge plays. He's a good player, obviously, but, I just don't know just yet. Again, as a blocker, he's going to be fine, but, yeah, maybe a little more power there, too, but he definitely could be an A tier. Chizokonkwo going to go in B tier as well. He's a little bit of a scary tight end, in my opinion. I don't know if he's exactly the most, like, guy I want to see on the field every single play, just for the fact that his blocking still hasn't really progressed too much. He's a very raw player, but again, he's just like probably one of the most athletic players that can like really do stuff in the game and in the run game. He's also again a decent blocker, but again his route running's a little off, and I don't know if his versatility is really there just yet. You got to throw it up to him. You got to use him the right way. Other than that, it's kind of like Kyle Pitts in that way, but I do think he's a good tight end. Dalton Schultz also B tier. You could put him in A tier, but I just don't know. Again, he's another one of those solid tight ends that just doesn't stretch the field as much. That's why I'll put him in B tier, but he's a really good blocker. I'll put Evan Ingram in A tier. He's one of the better receiving threats in the league, especially after last season where he really broke out. Again, really by far his best year. Again, had that massive game against the Jags, which a lot of these other guys probably will never have that type of game. His blocking's never been a good part of his game by any means, but at least he's decent. I think this might be Mo Alley Cox, is it? I always get mixed up with these Colts tight ends. Or is it Kylan Granson? That's not Kylan Granson. Kylan Granson, though, is not very good. I think that is Mo Alley Cox. Mo Alley Cox has never been a great tight end, in my opinion. I'm going to put him in F tier. I don't think he's a terrible player. It's just, he's always been a bad blocker. Like, he's never really done anything there. And as a receiving threat, guy who's supposed to kind of be hyped up as a guy who can, like, make contested catches, I really don't see him do much of that. So I have to keep him in F tier for that reason. Oh my god, that was crazy. Either way, though, Austin Hooper is going to go in C tier. I respect him a little bit. Again, he's not my favorite guy to talk about because, again, like, he really hasn't done much since 2019. He's a decent guy to have on your team, I guess. He's a decent blocker. Again, really hasn't been much of a receiving threat, like, at all the past couple years, but at least he's, like, shows something. Gerald Everett, I will put in B tier. He's a very consistent player. His blocking's never going to be off the charts, but he does have the ability to at least sustain them. And then, again, max protect, he's good. And as a receiver, again, really just a possession underneath dude, but he also can stretch the field a little bit. Again, haven't really seen it since he left the Rams, but at least he can do it. Greg Dulcich, I'll put in C tier. I do think he has a lot of potential. Last season he at least survived, but he definitely had some parts where I'm like, yeah, definitely need to be better blocking there, bud. Marcel, what is it called? This is not Marcel Mayer. That's the Red Sox player. This is Michael Mayer. There are questions about his athleticism, his really ability to separate it as a tight end. That's, like, again, his best part of his game. But in the red zone, he's a menace. I mean, I don't know what to say. Like, he's a really good prospect, in my opinion. Again, his blocking isn't very good, but, again, I do think he's going to be fine. Travis Kelce's the best tight end in the league. I mean, he's probably the best tight end ever. Like, he's so much of that Chiefs team. Like, it's Travis Kelce. I don't know what to say. Dallas Goedert, probably A tier. You could probably maybe put him in S tier, but last season just didn't really put the same numbers or show me the same plays on film that I saw back in 2021. So I don't know if I can put him there right now. Darren Waller, also going A tier. He's probably the most athletic. I mean, not athletic, but the most dominating receiving threat out of every single tight end. Like, even better than Travis Kelce because downfield, his route running and his speed is better than basically every guy. You can throw a lag and catch with him. He's a volume type of dude as well. But he's never really healthy, so, like, that's kind of why he's here. His blocking isn't that great either, though. Peyton Hendershot, I think that's who this is. Just Jake Ferguson. He'll go in F tier. He's just a third-string tight end. Like, the Cowboys just got 3 third-string tight ends. None of them are bad players by any means, but the other strength and weakness, Jake Ferguson is not, again, probably the most consistent dude, but he's just not that much of a receiver right now. Logan Thomas will go in C tier. I do think he's a good tight end. Again, really hasn't got back to that 2020 season where he was probably their most consistent receiver outside of Terry McLaurin. But, like, again, his blocking's always been decent. Again, former quarterback, played for the U. I do think he's decent, but, like, he definitely has some stuff. Like, he's never been, like, that great at, especially blocking-wise. Cole Kmet, probably B tier. Again, last season didn't put up the same numbers as you're seeing from him, like, overall, but I think the Bears made a good pick there in the second round with him. He's worked out pretty well. Again, C tier would be fine too, but I do think he's up a little bit above average. Who is this? This is the Vikings guy, right? Or is this? No, this is no, that's Luke Musgrave, right? Or is it? I really get confused with these guys. That's Josiah DeGuara. He's also on this team, but Luke Musgrave. That's Luke Musgrave. That is the other dude, right? That's Tucker Kraft, right? I hope it is. Or is it the no? That has to be. Who's the Vikings tight end? I literally forgot who their tight end. Oh yeah, it's C.J. Atkinson. What am I saying? So that is some rookie. I'll put him here. I just don't. Wait, is it It's Laporta. Laporta's good. But he's just not, again, for guys, again, I would think he's a really good run blocker. He ain't really that right now, so I have to put him here. But Luke Musgrave, I think I'll actually put him in D tier. I just don't think he's developed enough to be a starting tight end. Like, I'm just saying, like, he's in a really tough spot this season. That's all I'll say. Like, I kind of, like, I'm not going to expect much from him, so I'm just going to put him there for now. T.J. Hawkinson is an S tier, one of the best tight ends in the league. He's been fantastic since 2020. Like, that's all I got to say. So he has those injury issues, though. K. Dot in D tier, yeah, showing some flashes, but that's literally it. Hayden Hurst, not a terrible tight end to have. He's okay, decent blocker, good receiver. Like, yeah, it's literally Hayden Hurst. Juwan Johnson also put in C tier. He's just, again, a little younger, and he's just consistency-wise isn't straight there. But as a receiver, he's very good. Kyle Pitts will go in B tier. I can't put him in A tier after last year. He was just that bad. Potential-wise, he could definitely be, like, here. But, yeah, it just last season he was hurt and just didn't play well when he's on the field. George Kittle's also S tier. He's one of the only tight ends in the league that can really just make a 5-yard catch and do an 80-yard touchdown and also, like, block 4 guys at once. Noah Fant C tier. Again, I wanted to say this about the Seahawks. They have, like, 15 tight ends. So, like, again, all of them are probably C tier. Noah Fant, though, really doesn't impress me that much. Like, for a first-round pick, he really hasn't done too much. But he is a good player. Cardinals. Or is this even the Cardinals? Is this the rookie dude? Yeah, it's Trey McBride, I think, right? That's Zach Ertz. That is Trey McBride, I think. Trey McBride, I'll put in D tier. Again, last year when he played, he showed some potential, but he just isn't very good. Like, talent-wise, just isn't super impressive. Like, he's whatever. Tyler Higbee B tier. He's been a reliable tight end with the Rams forever. Never really taken that next step into A tier really at all, but again, good blocker. He's always been consistent with the Rams. I really hope he stays healthy because he might be our only good receiver for the first couple of weeks. Zach Ertz probably goes in C tier. He's still playing, but he's far from the age where he was one of the best tight ends in the league. Of course, challenging Travis Kelce. So, really, in my opinion, this is my tight end rankings again. You could very well say that guys like Darren Waller could be in this tier if they were healthy, but really the guys that I think are very locks in this S tier are probably goes. My bad. Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Mark Andrews, and then T. Jackson, and then these dudes that are all good players. But again, I would say that David Njoku's in the back and probably Evan Ingram, because Evan Ingram at least can block a little better, and then probably Dallas Goedert, then Darren Waller. Then the rest of these dudes that are, again, you could probably put like him here, because again, Tyler Conklin is definitely in the end of B tier. Cole Kmet, same type of thing. Probably Gerald Everett too, but Tyler Higbee's definitely a solid B tier. Okonkwo, again, very solid. These guys are very good here. Again, Kyle Pitts probably should be towards the top of this because, again, he has the most potential. But Pat Fryermuth, Dalton Schultz, and Dawson Knox all could be in this A tier. The C tier guys, again, like I said, they're good players, but they're, like, not that crazy. And, again, the D tier, like, they're just probably not starters. And F tier, like, why are they on this list? I'm going to be honest there. Then the 3 rookies that I'm excited to see play. That's all I got for you guys there. Hope you guys enjoyed the 2023 NFL tight end rankings. And this is a little shorter because, again, it is a shorter list. I didn't make it, but I'm happy that whoever made it because, again, really made my job easier. So, thank you a lot. And, yeah, see you in the next one. Again, next one, just look at, like, the play and you'll figure it out.
At the inside. Miller got out of the tackle from Jason Pierre-Paul, and he's going to go to the end zone for a touchdown. Pierre-Paul had one arm.